I saw that. Okay, as we're discussing Rishabh Pant and we're trying to wrap our minds around how Rishabh Pant can bat like that, we went live. But what a phenomenon! I don't think you can explain him or you can describe him by any other words, but just saying that Rishabh Pant is a phenomenon. There was a bat there in his hands, and then 2 seconds later it was not.
And then he started doing pranam to the bat. When he retrieved the bat, he was doing pranam to the bat. And you know, the pyrotechnics of Rishabh Pant can be a book.
100%.
Already 2 chances, already 40 runs. If he bats like this for another 45 minutes, England are out of it.
Runs.
England are out of it. The lead is what? The lead is what? 350 plus?
Yes, 3. I think they're close to 356 or something like that.
176 last over going on
Lead
before
back?
lunch. So 356 lead.
Oh, I was right.
356 lead already.
That's
exactly what we had said at the start of our morning show. That India will want to get to 350 lead by lunch, 450 lead by tea, and then you take control of this game. Bat England out. Lost a couple of wickets exactly to plan that England will come hard. These are conditions where Bryden Cast, for example, bowled a long spell and a very good spell.
Very, very good spell.
Very good spell from Bryden Cast. Decently supported by Chris Wokes. But India will feel they have every momentum now. Every bit of the momentum now. I think it's lunch. Yes, it's lunch.
It's
37
lunch,
Gill.
yes.
Yeah. That should be lunch. That should be lunch.
Or we're terribly
300
early.
No, that should be lunch.
Okay.
I guess that should be lunch.
But what?
Okay, we quickly also, let me break this on the show. The Bangladesh Cricket Board and Indian Cricket Board have mutually agreed to defer the white ball series, 3 ODIs and 3 T20s between Bangladesh in August to September 2026. So 1 year deferral. August 2025 is when the series was supposed to be held. Now the series goes back to September 2026. So that's the news that we can give you also as far as India's white ball cricket is concerned. So you are not seeing Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli in August. You will have to wait till October for India's white ball series in Australia to be able to see the 2 of them. That's the news we are getting at this point. But coming back, I think it's lunch and we should be able to tell you it is lunch. Yes, 177. So 357 ahead, Gargi. India's not losing this. Total control.
No. You are in complete control of the game. Even though you lost 2 wickets in this session, it does not matter because you have a Shubman Gill who's looking very strong once again, and he's holding the ship. He's holding it steady, and Rishabh Pant from the other end is doing Rishabh Pant things. He's losing the bat. He's sweeping. He's doing whatever he can, pulling and hitting those 6s and 4s. I mean, Rishabh Pant is really playing the part of the aggressor here, and that is exactly what you expected from a Rishabh Pant. And India is at a position where they can now afford for a Rishabh Pant to go gung-ho without worrying about too much. I think that's fine.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, they are at a position where they do not have to worry about, even if Rishabh Pant gets 60, 70 runs, gets out early, it does not matter because you've got about 4 more batters to go.
No, at this point also I would say England still will feel that 357
Is
as long as they are able to keep India within 450, the lead, England will say 450 is chaseable on a very good batting deck. Anything over and above 450, it becomes difficult.
Yeah.
So another 100 runs. Because then you are also talking time, you're talking about the nature of the wicket, you're talking about scoreboard pressure, you're talking about all of those things coming in. So England knows that the next session, if they are not able to skittle India, if they are not able to get at least 3-4, make inroads there, then it's all India. Then they will also only have to wait for the declaration. England has no other business but to wait for the declaration. India has taken complete command of this game. So the next session, you have to grind them. That's what I'm continuously saying. You keep England out there. Again, a very cloudy morning. Yes, you will say people are not exhausted because these are great conditions to bowl. Having said that, if India is able to bat the lunch and tea session exactly in the same manner, get another 100 runs, you're talking about a 460, 470 lead by tea. That's when you calibrate. Because still 2.5 hours of the game left. You know that till 6:30 the game will continue. You know that the last 1 hour, 1 hour, 15 minutes is what
crucial.
you will get England in. then you calibrate, then you go for the big shots. This is totally India's game to calibrate. Another 100 runs, England will think we have to get India out for 450. Then it's chaseable. Anything beyond, doubts will creep in, and that's what I'm saying. If I was the India dressing room, I would tell Pant, look, by playing those shots, you have already pushed the field back.
Dial it down.
4 singles are easily available
Yeah.
now. Shoaib Bashir, put it to long off. That fielder is there. There's a deep square. There's a mid wicket, and there's a deep cover. Just knock it around. Get 4-5 singles, 6-7 overs. Get that lead close to 400. The moment that lead gets up to something around 400, the opponent is bound to feel the pressure. There's no need. There is no need to give your wicket away. Absolutely, you're on 40. You're on 40 already. Try and get a 70, 80. Get Gill to also power on. India needs to bat conventionally. You don't need to throw wickets away and get England in. I thought India's approach with KL Rahul was perfect.
Perfect, yeah.
Karun Nair, I have doubts. Karun Nair got a 26, but at number 3, there were 4-5 occasions where Karun Nair looked to be getting out. The edges, miss, play and miss, multiple times getting hit with the short ball, uncomfortable against the short ball. If you ask me, you've tried Karun at 3. Both innings, if you ask me, I would get Sai back for Lords.
Yeah, absolutely. And Sai in that second innings in the first test match was looking solid. And when we say a batter is looking solid, you think of a KL Rahul, you think of a Shubman Gill, and the way that they're looking, whenever they're batting, yes, there were a few chances with KL Rahul today, but also understand that the conditions are very, very difficult, and the ball was actually doing a bit today, which we haven't seen in the past 3 days. I think compared to the past 3 days, you saw a little bit more movement.
I agree.
Lateral movement.
Maybe because of this.
Yes, absolutely. 100% because of this, because you haven't seen this continuous overcast conditions throughout the 3 days that India and England have played cricket here.
And by the way, tomorrow, all days like this.
Yeah.
It's chilly. It's chilly.
all day.
It is chilly. Tomorrow the high is 19 and the low is 12.
Okay.
So it is a chilly day. It is a chilly day and it is all day overcast. So tomorrow it will be like this. So it is not going to be easy for England to bat.
Absolutely
Against the
not.
Indian bowlers who will be able, the
Which
swing
is-
bowlers,
yeah.
is what is exactly, that's the point. You get to 500, folks, don't give it up. But talk a little bit about Karun Nair. I thought
Yeah.
I saw multiple, and you know why? Because when you play domestic cricket, the ball doesn't rise beyond this.
No.
The ball doesn't rise more than waist high, right? And here, all of a sudden, Karun Nair is facing balls which are chest high. They are peppering him with the short ball. And then the full ball comes where that edge is induced. I thought Karun Nair kind of did not look a number 3 batter to
he
me.
looked-
Some good shots.
Yeah. He looked a little bit uncomfortable, and you don't want that. You don't want to see that.
छोटा पैर था, देखा था आपने?
जी,
जब
बिल्कुल।
जिसमें आउट हुआ उन्होंने, वो फुट स्ट्राइड नहीं गया. जहां बॉल पिच अप था, वो छोटा पैर था. As a result, he was not able to get to the pitch of the ball, induce the edge, and it was
I
out.
think there's a reason for it, because the ball was the bouncers. He's not able to play that, because also you have to remember that Karun Nair is not very tall. At least a KL Rahul is at least 6 feet tall, and it helps. It helps in batting when you're being constantly barraged by short balls. If you have a bit of height to your stature, to your physique, you can actually negate it well without getting too uncomfortable.
on
But
top of the
Karun
ball.
Nair, what is happening is the ball is rising to waist, chest high level, and it gets a bit difficult, especially when there's so much pace and swing on the ball as well. And Cars and Vokes are also very tall. So I think the reason why he wasn't getting that stride is because he was trying to negate those short balls, and in that attempt, he completely lost the plot.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Karun was kind of partly
Jittery?
exposed today. Yeah, and there were multiple. I understand that these were good bowling conditions.
And they were
I'm
bowling
not being
well.
too harsh. Yes, Bryden Cast bowled a much better spell. Chris Vokes bowled a much more impressive spell. If you also see, Bryden Cast bowled 1 over after the drinks break.
Yes.
I said to somebody, how much will this guy bowl? And then
Bowling
there
non-stop.
was a drive through. I thought, who played that drive? KL played that drive through cover. And Bryden Cars had to run to the boundary. You could literally see he was panting. Thereafter, he went off. He had bowled a long spell for close to an hour, and then coming to having to chase that. These are difficult things. Chris Vokes bowled for an hour. Absolutely long spell. England went full throttle to try and get 2, 3, 4 wickets. That was England's only chance.
Yeah.
England's only chance was to get into that Indian middle order, keep that lead to under 450. Anything above 500, it's beyond them. Cheteshwar Pujara, somebody says 550. Anything above 500. I've been saying this from morning. I'm saying it again. 350 is what I said at lunch, exactly what you have. 450 is what I'm saying at tea, and then calibrate. Give yourself an hour and 15 minutes because it will be a 2.5 hour session.
Yeah.
Get England in for the last 1 hour with 12, 13 overs to bowl. That's your best time. You will not be tired. The new ball will stay new tomorrow morning as well, and you can come full on against England.
Which is why I also think Rishabh Pant does not need to bat this aggressively.
No.
Because if you're targeting 500, 550, if you get to that total too fast, then you've got to bat.
No. I mean,
then you'll get more runs.
See, the point is, and I understand why Rishabh did it. Because if you see, the moment, aap sawal loge na? So the moment Rishabh came out to bat, the field was very interesting. There was a close short leg, close. There was kind of short mid. There was a fielder right there for the drive on kind of short mid off. The cover was brought in. The field was close. And what Rishabh did was, he tonked the ball straight back over the bowler's head for 6. And then he played that kind of pull for 4. And immediately within 2 balls, Ben Stokes had pulled it back.
Yeah.
Ben Stokes had put 1 there at the square leg boundary, 1 here at long off. Shoaib Bashir came on, 1 there at long on, and everywhere the field was spread. So Rishabh was successful in getting into Ben Stokes' mind and pushing the field back. Now, when Rishabh was batting, singles and doubles were available everywhere. All he needed to do was start milking the bowling. There is no need, because with Rishabh, you will get that occasional shot. But he had pushed the field back by being aggressive. He got it sorted. I thought, what happened?
No, I'm just checking if the audio and all is fine.
It's okay, right?
Yeah.
So I thought Rishabh managed to do that, successfully managed to do that. And once you were able to do that, you've exerted control, you've got control back. There's absolutely no need to give it away.
A lot of people here saying that you should score 600 plus. You do not need 600 plus. You've got 550 on the scoreboard. Anything upwards of 500, you are in a comfortable position. That is a very, very competitive total.
Let's break it down.
Yeah.
Why 600? Tell me why 600.
You'll have to bat tomorrow as well.
No. You can still get to 600 lead by today. That's 4. You are already lead by what?
356.
357. So another 220, 30 runs you'll get today. But you tell me why. The moment you get to a 525, 530 lead, right? Then you are giving England what? You're giving England 100 overs. You will give 90 overs tomorrow and 10, 12 overs today. So you're giving England about 100, 102, 3 overs, right? Now 102, 3 overs, 525. What's the average scoring rate? 5.12. 5.2 runs an over per over for a good stretch of 100 overs. Can any team do that? Can any team in a test match score 5.5 runs and over for 100 plus overs? If they can do that, it's a miracle. Then give it to England. Then तो भाई 600 रन भी कर देंगे, 7 रन पर ओवर बना देंगे. ऐसे नहीं होता है यार. ऐसे नहीं होता है. 500 plus doesn't get chased. 525 never gets chased in a test match on the last day. 5 plus runs, India can immediately go into the negative. Start bowling the negative lines. Round the wicket आओ, डालते रहो negative. कौन वाइड देगा? यहाँ तो वनडे क्रिकेट नहीं हो रहा है. आप वहाँ पे 6 फील्डर लेग स्टंप में लगा दो और बॉल करते रहो. I don't think you need anything more than 525 or whatever. But I am saying, bat England out of it. Totally take control. Give your faster bowlers that burst. Keep them fresh. Don't get to the, bowl more than 12, 13 overs. You need that new ball with these conditions tomorrow morning also.
Okay, Rana Vishwanath Pratap Singh has sent us a super chat. He's saying dropping Karun will give the wrong signal. There are too many changes.
No, it's not about signal. It's about playing your best team. And from what you've seen here, with a Jofra Archer coming back, it will be a better bowling attack. I haven't seen Karun Nair looking comfortable, especially at number 3. If you see today's innings, multiple chances there. First innings also, the short ball. England now knows there is a weakness. This is about winning the series. You've given him a couple of opportunities. I understand where he's coming from, and I respect that you give people a long rope, but this is England. That's Lords. That Lords will assist bowlers at least in the first 2 days for sure. Then it will become reasonably okay, and the last day spinners will also come into play. So it is about putting your best 11 on the park. From the looks of it, Karun Nair doesn't look to me to be India's best number 3. He doesn't.
Okay, what's the forecast now?
Forecast is for no rain. Forecast is exactly like this for the rest of the
Very
day. Cloudy, extremely windy. The tripod is threatening that it will be blown away by the wind. We've had this
holding on to
experience
it.
in Leeds. Gargi is actually pressing the tripod there. But yeah, do you know a magical story about wind?
Okay.
So what happened? Sharjah 1998. Okay, Sachin Tendulkar tells me this story. So he says that sandstorm came. Remember that
Yes,
that
yes,
amazing
yes.
innings? So the sandstorm is coming, and if you go and see the footage, you'll see this. Sachin goes and hides behind Adam Gilchrist. So, and I said, what were you doing? He said, look, he's a big man, and a couple of these Australians were in front. I went and stood behind them, thinking that if I get blown away, I'll stand behind so that I'm not blown away by the sandstorm. And the sandstorm, he said, I had never seen anything like this. The whole thing was coming at us, and he went and actually stood behind Adam Gilchrist. That was Sachin Tendulkar and the sandstorm.
Okay. There
At
was
some
one
point, I'll
question.
write a book on these stories.
Yes, you should. Anvesh Chakraborty is saying Rahul was not looking comfortable today, and the conditions were such, and the bowling was so good. The ball was nipping, the ball was swinging. What do you expect? When we say in Test cricket, look ugly, what else do you want?
And he wasn't giving his wicket away.
No.
That's all that matters.
That was a brilliant delivery that he got out to.
See, he was squared up because he tried to play it on the onside. The ball shaped a little bit, very little bit on middle stump. But a 54 of 85 balls means 14 overs of the new ball negated. India had got to 100 plus. 55,
His
you had
job was
given
done.
solidity. You've opened the batting and got a 55 in English conditions when your team is so far ahead. Excellent batting. Excellent batting from KL Rahul. I've got absolutely no problems. And look, the ball was doing as she says. And these bowlers were doing very well with these conditions up front. He did not give it away despite edges here there.
Okay, one more super chat. Raja Das is saying, Boria, the match is going as per script. Hats off.
Yeah, exactly. And said this in the morning, saying it again. 450 by T. 450 by T, rather more. 460 by T or 460, 470 by T at the loss of what? 5 wickets?
Yeah.
India will still have 5. They will recalibrate that with the 5, which means you will still have 2 or 3 batters. Washington bats 8. So you will still have 2-3 batters. You can then come and recalibrate. By the way, the ball would be softer. I think the ball is now about 37, 38 overs old, which means this is your session. The post-lunch and the 1 hour after tea is your session. England will not get the new ball.
Yeah.
Because you will bat this session, which is another 26, 27 overs, and then you will bat another 13, 14 overs leading into that final hour. England will not get the new ball. This is your time to make merry. 40 overs of this old ball, 160 runs will surely be possible. 160 added to a 357 lead gets you to 520. That's your total. So you get to that in the next 3 hours and get England in for the last 1.5 hours. 1 hour, 15 odd minutes.
Debayan Banerjee is saying, Pant pyrotechniques in full flow. Not sure why he came out like that. Bat went for a 6. It almost did.
I thought it was a Sydney kind of approach. It was a Sydney approach.
Don't think dressing room asked him to play like that. Pitch is still flat, question mark. Gill needs to be around 500, looks achievable. Looks very
achievable. Pant played like that because Pant put the pressure back. Because the moment Pant starts playing like that, England knows that in 1 hour the game is gone. Because if you see 126 and all of a sudden it's 50 runs added for this partnership. 126 for 3 to now 177. 50 runs have been added by this partnership, out of which Rishabh has got 40. So another hour of Rishabh, and he knows that if he keeps attacking, this target, which is now 357, will in no time go to 400 plus. England will have to get to the defensive. Whatever Ben Stokes says, oh, we don't bother, etc. 400 plus runs on that scoreboard. Leeds was 371. India already almost there. India can't lose, and that was Pant's approach, to put it back to them, put the field back, and then start milking.
Everyone's talking about your waistcoat, Boria. They're saying, can you lend it to me for graduation?
No.
Jainil is saying.
I've got I don't lend, I'll give it to you. I've got 10 of these and you will brand Rev Sports for me, so happy to. So get in touch with me. I've got all the colors in the world, so it's not a problem. I will give you one. I'll present you one.
Okay.
But this gives me an idea. We should launch Rev Sports merchandise.
Yeah. Virtual World is saying, are you guys coming to Melbourne for the ODI in October?
Shubhayan will go.
Shubhayan
Will go. we will get Shubhan to Melbourne, Australia for the white ball tour. Every tour, someone or the other will go. Don't you worry. The entire team will travel. So possibly I'll go to the Shooting World Cup. Gargi is actually holidaying in Australia in August. So people will travel around. We will be at the Asian Games. We will be at the Hockey World Cup. We will be at the Women's World Cup here. Trisha and Snehashish, I'll also possibly come. So we will be there. She will be there with me for the Asian Games. Rohan will be there with her for the Hockey World Cup. So our team, Bharat and Abhishek Mishra, by the way, are there for the Neeraj Chopra Classic. Bharat will be there for the World Athletics Championship in Tokyo. So our team will be there everywhere, whichever sports event.
Okay. Adarsh Reddy, is India bowling? Is India
ball कहाँ से कर रहा बाबा?
इंडिया तो बैटिंग कर रही है भाई. फोर्थ इनिंग्स में पहुंच गए. पहले ये इनिंग्स खत्म करते हैं.
क्या पूछ रहा है क्या?
पूछ रहे कॉन्फिडेंट रहेंगे क्या फोर्थ इनिंग्स में?
भाई आपके पास 550 रन होगा, आप कॉन्फिडेंट नहीं रहोगे तो कब कॉन्फिडेंट रहोगे? 550 रन से बॉलिंग डालोगे, 500 रन के बाद बॉलिंग डालोगे तो कब इस और क्या कॉन्फिडेंस चाहिए भाई? 1000 रन से करोगे क्या?
All right. Where did it go? Pant. Wait. Pant. अरे कहाँ गया? I have lost the question.
अरे तो दूसरा क्वेश्चन लो ना, तुम्हारे पास तो 1000 क्वेश्चन है.
ये है ना सारे स्पैम है actually. Forecast is behind Rishabh Pant. Everyone is saying. Someone is saying rain approaching. No, rain is not approaching. Don't worry.
rain कुछ नहीं होगा.
Thompson Decruz is saying मेरा भांडा फोड़ दिया. Australian holiday. अरे तो उसमें क्या? पता ही चलेगा सबको.
मतलब?
That you've revealed my secret that I'm holidaying in Australia. Everyone will anyway know. I will post.
So what she's taken leave for that to go to that Australian holiday. She can travel around the world. What's the big deal? And she should.
Absolutely, I should. Saikat Sanyal, India should declare in such a way so that they can use 2 new balls if required. 550 will be the best one.
Spot on.
Well, exactly
India will use the second new ball. So that's what I said. You use 15 overs today, which will mean 65 overs, and you will have 90 tomorrow, means you will have a second crack with the new ball for 25 odd overs. That's exactly what I'm saying. That you bowl 15 overs, 65 more overs with this older ball tomorrow, the last 25 overs with a second new ball for another crack. And you come hard at England in that last session. Absolutely, absolutely that's the ploy.
Okay. Dex is saying come to Germany. Germany. Quite surprising, but I don't have any friends in Germany. I have friends all over the world, every city. I have one person.
So who has said that you have to have a friend to travel to a destination?
I mean, it's nice to have a little friend and have some
in that
support.
sense, okay.
Yeah.
But Germany is beautiful, by the way.
Don't know
beautiful.
the language, so
Beautiful. So it's one of those countries. She follows shooting. She follows shooting. In fact, all my colleagues, I have said follow a second sport. She follows shooting. Rohan follows shooting,
hockey,
badminton, hockey, and the Munich World Cup at some point in time is a destination because in May, June, that Munich World Cup is when all of these shooters assemble in Germany. And Munich is a beautiful city.
That I know.
Berlin and Munich. These are two of my favorite cities in Germany.
Virtual World is saying, I saw you guys in Melbourne during the Boxing Day test match, but felt too anxious to approach you. Just
You should always come and say hi. Always.
Yeah. Okay. Shubman Gill has really played well. I think after getting the captaincy, he has become way more responsible.
Imagine this guy had an average of 35 coming into this series. How on earth?
What changed? Captaincy
Empowering.
changed.
That's what changed. You empower people, Mohammad Siraj. You empower people. You give people leadership. You give people more responsibility, and all of a sudden, you see people coming into their own. Gargi also is proof. You give people responsibility, throw them into the deep end, and they realize we have the potential to really go and make a difference. That's what happens. In my case, I got an opportunity when I got the roads. I came to this country to do a PhD, and I realized not many will get this opportunity. Do something worthwhile. That's how it is. When people get opportunities, they deliver.
Okay, NKR and Pant will be very important in the next session because of the pace that they score at.
I think India doesn't need to score at any great pace.
Yeah.
If India scores at 4 and over, which is eminently doable for 25 overs, India gets to another 100 runs, which means the lead is 460 at T. I don't think any extra pace is required because India has complete control of this game.
Okay, someone's saying
Whose super chat is this?
no. There's nothing, no question. Soham, if you want to ask a question, just send it in the normal chat and we'll take it, because I think you've missed doing it. Uh, Rev Sports, nothing. Okay, 600 runs and 110 overs is what India needs. They should try to score at 5-6 runs and over. You
No.
don't need to go that aggressively. You absolutely do not. You have the time. You have the batters. Take your time and put England into bat at the last hour of the day. That's all. That's all you need to do.
The
Last
calibration of time and overs left are as important.
Yeah.
By trying to go too hard, if you lose still a couple of wickets here, no,
You're in danger.
3 down. All of a sudden you're 5 down. England will feel we can, get these guys out for a lead of 450 and chase it down. Anything around 450, England will fancy their chances. The moment that lead goes to beyond 500 runs, England will know they are on the back foot. So still, one more session, you have to play conventional cricket.
Okay, last 5 minutes on
Yeah,
the show.
maximum. Yeah.
Yeah.
1:30
Okay.
will go in.
Yes.
And 1:40 the game starts.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, so another 5-6 minutes max.
Whatever Saikat Sanyal is saying, whatever India has done in the first match, England replicates the same in this match. Missing catches, tail-enders collapse.
This is a good point. This is a good, but
Yeah.
Zach Crawley missing that straight to hand, Ben Stokes, Rishabh Pant, key moment in that game.
Key moment in that game. And the fact that even early on in the day that there were so many chances, but those catches kept going between the slips.
And did you see the Root and this guy did
Yes,
not react?
yes.
They had gone on the defensive way too early,
Harry
which is
Brook.
why there was no third slip.
Yes.
Harry Brook and Root. And then when Stokes came in, first ball, edge slip, third slip, no third slip. We had mentioned this, that the scoreboard pressure will mean England will go into the defensive.
Absolutely, and they did. And Stokes was actually at that point quite angry at Brook and Root, because Brook said
Neither of them went
it's
for
his
it.
fault. Root said it's his fault, and it just went past them. Virtual World sent a super chat saying, "Thanks for taking my questions. You're welcome."
Folks, let me tell you this. We get so many. It is not about super chat, okay? We will take as many. So we are not one of those platforms that you have to give us a super chat to be asked,
Yeah.
to be kind of
Just
seen.
send
Just send it.
I take all questions.
We try and take as many as possible, because it keeps coming. So I am making this very clear. Yes, if you put in a super chat, it's appreciated. No one's saying no, but it is not as if that you have to put a super chat to be we will be able to take your question. We are not like that.
Okay, Gautam Anant Raman is saying Brook and Smith were aided by the short ball strategy. Nitish Reddy's spell was important. We need to use him better.
I
He
agree.
did not bowl bad at
I
all.
agree. And Nitish Reddy's first ball, fully pitched up, slight shade. Rishabh Pant got one hand to it. Had that catch been taken, it would have been a different thing altogether. But I kind of agree that the short ball strategy was used. I don't see India using it much anymore in this test match, because this is a slowish wicket. I don't think India will employ it. They tried it, and they are well within their rights to try it. They tried it, it did not come off. But you've got to try things with Prasidh Krishna, which they did.
Okay, Santiago.
By the way, the sun's come out
Suns
again.
come out. Santiago is saying, Boryada and Gargi, you keep saying that the lunch in the press box is pathetic. No, it's not. Not at Edgbaston. I actually cannot wait to go back inside and have
See,
my lunch.
I don't eat lunch. So in Leeds, it was horrible. She says Edgbaston lunch is decent. I actually have my breakfast at home, which is in my apartment, which is pretty heavy. And then I go back and have dinner. So this is a nice routine for me. I don't really eat lunch much at all. In fact, I hardly eat anything.
Okay, so all right, final couple of questions and then we can wrap up the show. Virtual World, if England play like ODI T20 style batting, then how should we strategically bowl like? Should we? No.
For 90 overs,
Nah.
to score 6 and over and get to 520, 530, doesn't happen. When you're bowling red ball, you've got 3-4 slips, you come on. It doesn't happen. And you want a counter, you bowl a negative line. You just go, Akashdeep starts going negative round the wicket and starts bowling on the batsman's leg stump with a 7-2 field. Go do anything. Because this is a test match. The umpire will not call it a wide.
Yeah.
You can keep bowling that line and keep bowling a negative line. Let England go inside out. Ashley Giles, you remember? That spell by Ashley Giles, left arm spin against Tendulkar. All Tendulkar had to do was inside out over extra. This shot. and you keep bowling that line to a right-hander, Ravindra Jadeja will go from over the wicket and start targeting the
Yeah.
batter's pads. Do it.
Okay, final question. Vijay Chauhan is saying 500.
Vijay Chauhan,
Vijay
Dinanath Chauhan.
Oh, 500.
Vijay Dinanath Chauhan.
हाँ.
Agni.
500 will create immense psychological pressure, absolutely, which is why you don't stop at anything under 500 at this point.
No chance. Anything, no chance.
नहीं, कुछ नहीं.
आप इंग्लैंड को 500 के नीचे दे ही नहीं सकते हो.
नहीं, वो चेस कर लेंगे.
आप क्यों दोगे? आपने
Exactly.
मैच कंट्रोल कर लिया, ऑल ऑफ अ सडन आप दरवाजा क्यों खोल के बोलोगे आजा बाबा आके करके दिखा. लीड्स में भी हमने 370 दे दिया, चलो कर लिया, यहाँ पे भी कर लिया. ये क्यों दोगे? You will not. Are you
Absolutely
daft?
not.
You're not.
But,
India has control. चलो गार्गी खत्म करिए.
Important session coming up for the Indian batters. Rishabh
To
Pant
finish the game for
to
it.
finish the game for India. Rishabh Pant is out there. Shubman Gill is out there. While Shubman Gill steadies the ship from one end, you've got an aggressor on the other. Now, Rishabh Pant does not need to bat like that
Get
because you
100, then you got 300s in the
get
series.
2 more 100.
Get
Shubman
100
Gill
here.
can
Get 100.
Yeah.
You know, you don't get these things for the taking. You've got it in control. Rishabh Pant, 200s in leads. If he gets another 100 here,
Oof.
just go and get it. Means 60 more runs from Pant. Add 60 more runs plus 20, 30 from the other end. You're talking that lead 450 plus. That's what the approach is. Get 100. One guy gets 100 means India is close to 500 lead.
Absolutely. On that note, we'll take your leave. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. We'll be back at tea. Enjoy the match, and we will enjoy our food. Thank you.
Thank you very much.